My name is Erik Bladh. I head up digital and software for Siemens smart infrastructure buildings for the Middle East.
Wow, that's amazing. And here we are just finishing up at an incredible cities conference here at Dubai Expo City. Share with me some of your key reflections.
Well, the key reflections from this event is, well, there is a few. First of all, I have to say thank you to the Expo organizers for this amazing event. A lot of interesting people and a very nice format, I say. One of the main takeaways for me as sort of a little bit of a techie as well is to obviously understand that the similar things that we are seeing from the Siemens perspective is pretty much spread around the globe in terms of challenges when it comes to the technology, but also more importantly the actual purpose of this technology, which we'll also address in quite a few of the sessions inside. Another thing is also looking at the different reports that comes out, which is something even I'm super interested in understanding. It was even today in the last sessions, I don't remember the name of them, but there was a report released on some of the energy efficiencies, which is also very, very interesting to see. So I think the main takeaways for myself is the broadness of the topic, but also the interesting people that I met from throughout the day, even from urban planning, from people in Saudi, from people in Qatar, from people in here and across the globe, from London, wherever it might be, which is also super interesting. So an event like this is really, really beneficial for us as well.
And of course, technology and particularly AI was mentioned quite a lot during the conference. Tell us a little bit about sort of how Siemens is using technology and AI in driving sort of more sustainable thinking in terms of city and urban management.
So we do that from a smart buildings perspective when it comes to energy efficiency, operations management, sustainability. Most importantly, I would say it comes to the point where a building itself sort of becomes autonomous. Siemens spends a lot in R&D to make this happen. We created actually something called Building X, which is an operating system for buildings, where you can actually, let's say, take all the data you have, regardless of the subsystems you have. You find a unified data layer, and on top of that, you can build your own applications, or Siemens has built a few applications as well on top of this, including AI models, etc. So you can actually use the best of breed, so to say that, okay, you have a company that has made an extremely interesting AI algorithm. They can actually then pretty much build an application on top of this platform, utilizing already the unified data that you have immediately. So basically the time to market becomes much shorter. And also from a Siemens perspective, it becomes quite interesting, but then you can utilize not only the Siemens resources, which is also substantial, but we cannot do everything in that phase. So sort of even like an app store, I would say, from the Apple perspective, this is exactly the same feeling. Right? So on top of this, and also top on that, we're also looking at the data. Every data point is analyzed, predicted in the system. So just pretty much you have an effort on, after a while, you can actually predict pretty much how the building's gonna go, depending on the temperature, depending on the, let's say, the occupancy working around. So all of this sort of builds to a system where we have a very good control over the building. And in itself, the building itself, as for an autonomous way, will actually be able to even get better build time.
And of course, we can't have smart cities without smart data.
Exactly. And that is another thing that was also mentioned even by my industry colleagues here, right? In the end, if you don't have smart data, you can get smart excuses, which I really love in the sense. But again, all of this from a platform perspective is, can you get the data in a most efficient way? And one of the problems you had, for instance, in data, especially in the buildings world, is that it's OT technology. And OT technology has not evolved in the same way as IT technology has done. So you have a lot of different protocols, etc. You have BACnet, KNX, Modbus, or whatever it might be. You have different vendors, etc. So, for instance, for us, we're building this data layer, or the connectivity layer, to actually take away that pain that this causes, and then again, back to the point, then you have the unified data. So that's sort of how we're trying to deal with, let's say, the siloed data approach that happens in the building system.
And you're obviously working on a huge range of projects across the region. Are there any particular ones that you're sort of particularly excited about?
There is quite a few, but also I can't really mention them, depending on confidentiality that we have with all our customers. But we have definitely quite a few, and they're being released from time to time. But again, across the region, the biggest one will obviously be in the UAE and also in Saudi, I would say. But I would say that the most important thing is actually perhaps not all the biggest projects. It's all the small projects that you can do when you actually have them. Because obviously all of us want the flagships, etc. But to make a real difference in sustainability or energy efficiency, you actually also have to account for the small, let's say, building even the brownfields, right? How can you actually get these people or these guys into a sustainable, operate in a more sustainable way? So that is also sort of a focus for us.
Erik, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.